Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look at a Soulforge and tell you what is going on in there. Always good to know what is good to get and what's not. First things first though, let's take a look in the shop and take a look at Mistlark. Let's have a look. Give 25% mana to all other allies, and if Leora Mistveil is on my team, create 7 yellow gems. Leora Mistveil is the event troop. You'll pick her up from the event shop. So she's got to be on the team to create those yellow gems. She uses purple and yellow, so that will feed into her. But she's only really particularly good versus bosses. So only particularly good for this event. Because basically half the team is being used up. Because to create those 7 yellow gems, you need Leora Mistveil on your team. So yeah, a little bit of a one-use wonder in a way. All allies gain 2 random skill points, immune to silence, and summon a light storm at the start of battle is yellow. But yeah, on the basis that it's only good or only better if Leona Mistveil is on my team, which is basically half the team forced upon you straight away. And it's only going to be particularly good for maybe this event because she's the Godslayer. 4 out of 10, because the 25% mana is not that much, and it's to all other allies as well. Yeah, a little bit naff. 4. Anyway, Chuck Norris can strangle you with a cordless phone. And death once had a near Chuck Norris experience. Do you see? Anyway, enough of that malarkey. Let's jump into the Soulforge. Hang on, let's grab these first before I forget. I always like to grab enough of these up to Mythic if I can. And I do like to grab some Spoils of War as well, because I absolutely love having as many treasure maps as I can possibly have that I'm never going to use. It gives me great joy and pleasure. No, it doesn't. Right, Soulforge, let's take a look at the weapons first. Not going over all the ones that are here on a regular basis. They're in my Soulforge extra video, which will be in a link below. Right, so all these ones are here all the time, this kind of thing. Nature Sword isn't. Deal magic-based damage to the first enemy, and deal triple damage if they use brown mana. Does have Tangling as one of its upgrades, which is to entangle the top troop when you cast it. So, yeah, pretty effective against an all-brown team, I suppose. Not bad, not bad. It's one of the cheapy ones at a mere 75 diamonds, so quite cheap to get. Crystal Point does magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by Silverglade allies. Then create a mix of 6 yellow and purple gems for each Silverglade ally. So lots of yellow and purple for each Silverglade ally, but uses green and red, so make sure you have at least a couple of troops on your team from Silverglade that use yellow and purple to make the most of that lovely chubbly mana. Right, Doomed Mask gives magic +1 life to all allies, +2 per tempering level. Then give 5 mana to all other allies. If the enemy has a doom, give 4 more mana. Give 2 magic to all allies for each blue enemy. So much has to happen there for you to be able to get everything. And it's more effective if the enemy has a doom. You have to have blue enemies. You've got to need, you know, obviously more life is always more life, but just don't like these kind of weapons that much. It's like I much prefer the aggressive doomed weapons, ones that generate skulls and do damage, that kind of thing. So yeah, not essential, that one at all. The Rune Stone of Silverglade. Kind of the anti-Silverglade weapon in a way. Remove all purple gems with no effect, then deal magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from Silverglade or if the battle is in Silverglade, deal double damage. Another one of these quite cheap ones. Worth picking up though, because sometimes it will just be the amount of weapons you've got for a certain kingdom upgraded to full level, which is holding you back progressing your kingdoms. So always good to pick them things up when they're here if you don't have them already. Ethereal Shield. Gain magic +1 armor and barrier, a random ally for every Daemon enemy. So you must be against Daemon enemies to make the most of that, so somewhat situational and far from essential. Wild Orb. Create 3 to 8 wild cards with various multipliers. Yep. Do not like it at all. I don't like those completely random ones like this. It is indeed an orb, and it's indeed wild. It was named absolutely correctly, and it's got almost as much chance as basically setting up the AI as it has of being good for you. Wand of Stars is not in my Soulforge extra video because it came out after that video was created, but an absolutely essential weapon, still the best one in the game, so good it appears just in so many teams it is kind of getting a bit absurd. Create 6 elemental stars and bless all allies, or create 7 umbral stars and curse all enemies. So really good options on those 2 options of the cast, really good, absolutely fantastic weapon. Just getting a little bit everywhere, that's the only thing, it's almost too good for its own good. Next we have Emerald Blade. Explode magic +1 purple gems, then grant a random status effect all Silverglade allies, then summon a Silverglade troop. So a nice explodey summony weapon, do like them. I always like to... They were one of my favourite types of weapons when I started playing the game. When you're weaker and you're not as powerful as certain other teams, having that summon was just so vital. Really cool. All curse breaker things are in my Soulforge extra. Arcanus' Blade. Deal magic +3 damage to an enemy, and if Arcanus is on my team, enchant myself. So another cheap weapon, not that good, but again it's a mere 75 diamonds. We have the Silver Saber. Dealing magic +4 damage to an enemy, boosted by blue allies and knight allies. So in an all blue knight team, that would be a nice little boost up in damage. But nothing great again. All these are the other ones we create, and we have a Misty Journal. Don't craft it from here, this is the event weapon in the shop, so get it from there instead. Going to save your diamonds that way. It's exactly the same weapon. Dealing magic +3 damage to the first 2 enemies boosted by Silverglade allies. As simple as that. How does that work? Do you read something from it, or do you just open it and slam it and it does damage somehow? No, it's Silverglade. You're going to read a spell, aren't you? Of course you are. It's a book. You go... and then something happens and they get damaged. Probably not those words though, maybe different words. Anyway, right, on to the troops. Same as before, all the troops that are in that here all the time are going to be in my Soulforge extra video, so no need to go over all of those, but let's take a look at the summoning stones first. Let's see what's in here. Nobody too special there. Always worth going through these if you're a newer player. Might be someone really good here, he says, and then seeing Rowan straight away. Absolutely fantastic troop. One of the best troops if you're a newer player. So good. Does a lot of handy scatter damage boosted by your armor. A really good troop for so many different things. Very useful indeed. Worth trying to get some of them by crafting some of them summoning stones. And I think 2 spectacular in there. Oh, Daughter of Time in here, in this one. Very good. Creating hourglass gems, freeze gems with an extra turn. Very good indeed. Like her a lot. Inari. Start battles with full mana. Converting green to spirit gems, which is effectively green to blue with the effect of draining mana from the enemy. So very nice indeed. Dust Devil. Damage to all enemies, knock the first enemy to last position. Works really well with Iron Hawk. Yeah, so lots of quite nice things there. If you're a newer player looking for those troops. Right, let's start from the bottom and work our way up on these mythics. First we have Leio. Doing damage to an enemy and gain the same amount of armor. Both boosted by all enemy magic at a 2-to-1 ratio. So... yeah, it does gain armor, it does do damage boosted, but yeah, it's just not that great. Celestial Aegis give 4 armor to all yellow allies when matching yellow gems. It can get boosted up quite a lot, and its spell armor and holy armor traits are actually quite good, but it's just still not enough to pull it out of the kind of mediocre mythic level for me. Right, who is next? We have Huanglong. Does magic +1 damage to all enemies. I always like damage to all troops, they are good. Then there are individual 50% chances to gain magic +1 attack, gain an extra turn, gain barrier, enchanted or blessed. So yeah, it's alright, but I'm not a fan of these 50-50 things. It's alright. It's alright, it can be good. And give 3 magic to all dragon allies when matching 4 or more gems is pretty decent, and reduce damage from skulls by 70% is pretty awesome. So yeah, viable in first place as well, for that huge damage reduction from skulls. But yeah, if you feel lucky, with those 50% chances can be very, very nice. Kurandara. Very good mythic this one, like this one. Dealing magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by Doom Skulls, then convert yellow gems to Doom Skulls and conjure a Doomstorm. So you can actually look to see if you're going to get a 4-match extra turn when those converted yellow gems change to Doom Skulls and do an awful lot of damage and an extra turn at the same time. And of course Doom Skulls explode, which means you'll be picking up mana at the same time, so to a large degree can actually charge a little bit as well, and gains bonus red mana from red gem matches, is impervious, which is really good, and Curse of Ruin, very effective. 50% chance to curse all enemies when matching 4 or more gems. So if you're against a bunch of impervious troops that are normally immune to those status effects, get a 4-match and bang, you got 50% chance of just taking all that away and effectively making those troops like normal troops basically. A bit like Superman going into that chamber thing that took away all his powers, made him a normal man. You know what I mean. Who is next? There's one more in there. Oh, Scorpius. Very, very nice indeed. Dealing damage to the last 2 enemies. The damage is lethal on any poisoned enemy. Goes really well with Urieli because Urieli poisons enemies on a 4-match. Then all you got to do is cast Scorpius and then bottom 2 troops just die. Finished. Bang. Dead. If they were poisoned. Very, very good. All brown allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn is decent as well. And he's impervious himself and also poisons enemies when doing skull damage. So yeah, Scorpius. A lot of fun. Right, so let's take a look at the legendaries then. Usually say to hold on to your diamonds for the much harder to get mythics, but sometimes there's a really good legendary here like a Tesla or a Yao Guai. Lust isn't quite at that level, but she's still very, very good. Charm an enemy. A charmed troop deals its attack as damage to the troops above and below. So against those troops that have got a really high level attack, they boosted it right up, then she can actually be lethal against them type of enemies. Then really good. And also 40% chance to transform them into a succubus or incubus, which is very cool as well. She has mana shield, explodes a purple gem at the start of battle, and charms a random enemy when an ally dies. Quite often you'll actually see the enemy kill one of you, and then at the same time wipe out a couple of their own team as that temptation comes into play. So yeah, do like Lust. Killing. Converts purple to red, brown to skulls, blesses 2 random allies. Very nice in certain teams. Summons a light storm at the start of battle, which is yellow, and give all allies 1 magic on 4 or 5 gem matches. Queen Moonclaw. Creates 9 skulls, boosted by green allies and enemies, and summons a random null. Nothing too fantastic about the traits. Give 2 attack to green allies when an ally deals skull damage. Nah, nothing too spectacular about the traits, but the spell is actually quite nice. Who else we got? King Oberon. Gives magic +3 life and 5 magic to all allies, then create a firestorm and enchant all Fays. So good in an all-Fae team because Lord of Summer, all Fae allies start with 50% mana as well. It gives them a nice little head start there. And that is it. But who gets my super much coveted not a mythic of the week? Huanglong's pretty good. Scorpius, excellent. Kurandara, really good. Oh, and Leio. So it's really between Kurandara and Scorpius, isn't it? I do like Kurandara. It's definitely up there, one of the better ones. Super powerful in the right team. And that Curse of Ruin, fantastically effective against impervious troops. But you have to give it to Scorpius. I think you just have to. The fact that with Urieli, you can get troops poisoned so easy. Get this dude charged up and 2 of them are going to be dead just straight away. It's just too good to ignore. So Scorpius gets my mythic of the week. I'll be back later on with the event video, the Underspy video, and a quick look at this new Immortals thing going on. There's a little thing about Immortals. Thought I'd leave it to the end to mention it, but it's a interesting new thing coming to Gems of War. I'll be looking at a little bit later on. But there it is. There's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful and helpful, be really cool if you bashed that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.